James Charles is trying to clean up his image once again, but this time, the story is far more complex than just online rumors. While he was publicly shutting down gossip about the AMAs, two women came forward with shocking claims of betrayal and manipulation. His former friend, Kayla Malik, has accused him of putting her in danger, and another TikTok creator has come forward with direct messages that seem to expose a calculated PR campaign designed to save his reputation. From secret messages to public callouts, this is the story of how James Charles's latest attempt at damage control completely backfired. The drama kicked into high gear following the American Music Awards. When a few tweets started to go viral, suggesting that paparazzi were ignoring James on the red carpet, he immediately went on the defensive. He posted a flurry of content across his social media, from screen recordings of his Getty Images page to TikToks clearly showing camera flashes going off. He captioned the clapbacks with short, dismissive phrases like LOL and "How's the couch?" He wanted to make it clear that he was still in demand, but many critics pointed out how quickly he moved to shut down these minor rumors, especially when compared to the much more serious accusations that were about to surface. His attendance at the event alone was a surprise to many, given the storm that was brewing behind the scenes with Kayla Malik. And as it turns out, while James was curating his image on the red carpet, Kayla was on her podcast, preparing to share her side of the story, a story of betrayal that would change everything. On her podcast, Banging Out, Kayla Malik revealed the shocking timeline of events. She explained that just 1 hour after she announced a major personal victory in court against her abusive ex-partner, James Charles decided to post his lengthy video explanation about their drama. She and her co-hosts saw it as a deliberate and cruel move to overshadow her moment.
I've been waiting to tell my side of the story, and I wanted to wait a little bit longer till after court, but he literally posted it. An hour after I announced I won the fucking court case, this dude posts a fucking... How many views does that have? 54 million?
54 million views.
Come on.
Let's hear a little bit.
Yeah.
I do not support Evan Johnson in any way, shape, or form. Let me make that clear. I don't support him. I don't support violence against
Pause.
women.
I don't think anybody thinks that you still support him. It's the fact that you did in the first place over me. Unpause.
Disgusting, deplorable,
I'm just gonna
violent,
be here,
heinous
guys.
acts that he committed against Kayla Malik behind closed doors. I really hope and pray that when this goes to court this week, Kayla gets justice for what that man put her through. At the same time,
Pause.
The videos that I'm
If we listen to that closely, I hope when Kayla goes to court this week, she gets the justice she deserves. This video was pre-recorded and then consciously decided to post an hour after I win my court case. That's fucking insane. That you couldn't even wait till midnight the next day, an hour and a half. You waited, that's crazy to me. That
I agree.
That's fucking crazy. Here we go.
currently seeing all over my For You page are disturbing to me. This is not TikTok tea and drama for everyone else's entertainment. This is real people dealing with some really serious shit. The conversation has completely shifted focus away from Kayla.
Let's keep going. I don't have anything to say. I was just kind of giggling.
Malik,
I don't mean
and how
anything.
she was brave enough to speak out about what she went through, to how James Charles involved, the downfall, By Sister 2.0, where's the apology video? It's distracting from the actual issue at hand, which is domestic violence.
But the timing was only part of the problem. Kayla's core accusation is that James committed a deep and dangerous betrayal. She claims that she confided in him about the abuse she was facing, and instead of offering support, he immediately contacted her abuser to warn him about her plans to go public.
This wouldn't have been a fucking drama if you had the morals to not take it as far as you did. If you morally were correct in this situation, the second I told you we broke up and there was abuse and this and that, you would have not that same day gone and DM'd Evan and sent screenshots of our messages and built a friendship with him and then fly him out. This wouldn't be a drama if you did not do the things that you did.
Kayla also made it clear that while they weren't inseparable best friends, their relationship was close enough that his actions were a complete violation of trust. She argued that basic human decency should have stopped him from doing what he did, regardless of their official friendship status.
I might not be best friends with somebody, but I would never do the shit that James Charles did to that person.
That's what I'm saying. And I said that, literally I said that. There are so many people I'm acquaintances with that I've collabed with only once and we have not texted since that I would never do that to.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck gives you the right reason?
Kayla's emotional testimony painted a damning picture of betrayal. But her story was only half of it. As she was speaking her truth, another creator came forward with receipts in the form of direct messages that suggested James's friendly public persona was hiding a full-blown PR operation working behind the scenes. The other side of the story comes from a TikToker named Samara Leilani. After James posted his video, she made a video of her own, suggesting he should donate the ad revenue from it to a charity for domestic violence survivors. To her shock, James himself slid into her DMs late that night. He told her it was a great suggestion and asked if he could stitch her video to discuss the idea publicly, promising to credit her. Samara was torn, but initially thought it could be for a good cause.
He says, hey, I'm looking into organizations right now. I've been thinking about the Stitch video more, and I think that me making a video talking about this is selfish. The conversation should be focused on Kayla's justice and other women's stories. I fear that people will miss the point and think that I want more attention, which will take away from the charity. Regardless, I'm absolutely donating and will keep you posted on my research, as well as the analytics when they update. And I say, no problem, thanks for the update, because in my mind at this point, this is a weight off my shoulders. I didn't know what would come from him stitching a video of mine. I don't necessarily want to be tied to him, and we can revisit the rest of that conversation. However, I want to make my point now. Now that Kayla's side of this all has come out, I feel so icky reading that back. First of all, it took your team telling you that you posting analytics and screenshots of how much you're gonna donate looks selfish. That's why I want to take the approach with him as like, hey, this is more of a like, let's talk about this. Let's have more of a conversation rather than you just saying, here's receipt, here's transaction. Like, invite conversation within the community, invite others to donate who are able, you know? But the fact that we all know now that you knowingly put Kayla Malik in more danger when she told you she was facing abuse, and you turned to Evan Johnson and said, hey, Kayla's planning on making a 30-part series. We all know that now.
Samara immediately felt that this change of heart was disingenuous. The pivot to caring about Kayla's justice felt hollow, especially after Kayla herself had just accused him of knowingly putting her in danger. To Samara, it was obvious what had happened.
If it was really about Kayla's justice, you would have never done that. You would have never, ever done that if it was truly about Kayla's justice. That is honestly the whole bottom line as to why I'm even talking about this and putting this out there, is because I haven't seen one person truly talk about the way you knowingly put Kayla Malik in further danger. You didn't have to assume. She said the word abuse. You just chose not to believe a woman. That's what happened. Or you did believe her and you knowingly put her in danger. No, this has never been about Kayla's justice or other women's stories. In my opinion, this was a PR stunt because it took you talking to your team to come to this.
The whole exchange left Samara feeling like a pawn in a larger game. She believes James and his team continued sending her updates on the donation, not out of transparency, but in the hopes that she would post a positive video about his good deed, effectively doing his PR work for him.
James Charles felt the need to continuously send me updates of his analytics and his earnings off that video. I didn't once ask for them. I didn't care to see them. The reason I feel, and this is just my opinion, I don't know, the reason I feel that he continued to share this stuff with me was hoping that maybe I would make a video out of it. Because at this point, in my opinion, I think somebody on his team probably advised him to keep sending me stuff. Because he clearly didn't tell his team about the initial idea of the stitch, because that makes him look worse. But the fact that somebody in his team didn't say, like, just, you can stop talking to her at this point, I don't know. So because of that theory I will be crossing out how much he made and how much he donated. Because if he's right about anything, that does take away from the charity. People don't need to know that. I will say, because my initial video I stated you're probably making thousands of dollars right now. He was not making thousands of dollars. But with that being said, I will now share the screenshots and all that. I have to go cross out the stuff though, so just a second. Okay, so here we have May 11th. Well, here we have me mentioning him on my story when I met him in 2018. And then we have his analytics. And then the next day he sends his analytics again, and then sends me a screenshot of his Amex donation and says, I went with Los Angeles House of Ruth. They're an incredible organization here in LA that focuses on young women and children that have been left homeless after escaping DV situations. They also have an extremely high financial rating, meaning that an independent party has verified their, I think it says proceeds, I don't know, the recording thing's covering it. actually go towards I think it says victims, the recording thing is still also covering it. Basically, as opposed to other scam charities, I think it says, scam charities pocketing donations.
So, on one hand, you have James Charles publicly fighting off minor red carpet rumors. But behind the scenes, a much darker story was unfolding. He stands accused of a shocking betrayal by a former friend and has been exposed through direct messages that suggest his attempts at charity were just part of a calculated move to repair his own image. From allegedly putting a friend in danger to orchestrating his own damage control, it's clear this situation is far more serious than just another round of internet drama. What do you guys think? Was James genuinely trying to do the right thing, or was this a carefully crafted PR stunt that got exposed? Let me know your theories in the comments below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.